Happy Father's Day, everyone. I'm Duel, and I say hello to my fellow YouTubers and friends out there. And today I'm going to do a special Father's Day review on probably a very funny movie that I liked, even though it wasn't on earlier, but I didn't catch it. But I still like this though. And that movie recently turned 15 last year. It's Daddy Daycare, starring Eddie Murphy and Jeff Garlin. Released by Columbia and produced by Revolution Studios, this film may have gotten dissed by critics, but nevertheless was still a very fun flick. Anyway, the movie was directed by Steve Carr, who had recently directed one of Murphy's recent hits, which was Dr. Dolittle 2 a couple years before this. And even after he had done that and Shrek, well, he was starting to get some pretty good big success with doing flicks for big families and what have you, I'd say. Anyway, Murphy plays Charlie, and he and his friend Phil, played by Jeff Garlin, who was currently a big star on HBO's Curb Your Enthusiasm at the time, and of course this was long before he became one of the stars of the hit ABC sitcom The Goldbergs. Well, their two men work for a food company, a health food company. But apparently when one of their products fails, they are in hot water. But worse, they're in more hot water when them and several others are laid off from their boss. So now he has to find a job, a new job actually. Although his wife, who is played by Regina Hall, does a pretty good job in this too, is back to working as a lawyer. Well, Charlie has to do what is best and take care of his son Ben, who is played by, well, Camille Griffin, I think that's his name. He would later go on to star on the sitcom All of Us. Oh, yeah, I forgot that kid's name. I forgot how you say it. But anyway, this kid's pretty good too. So, they had an idea to start a daycare for kids. Although they did have a little bit of competition from who they were originally wanting to be part of, the Chapman University, and their headmistress, Miss Harridan, played by Angelica Houston. Well, apparently, soon Charlie's not too thrilled with all this, so he and Phil decide to start daycare. They have trouble trying to get through, and because some parents aren't quite too, the parents around the neighborhood aren't too thrilled into thinking that, well, men can handle taking care of kids, but soon they decide to try and give these two a shot, and they soon start to be okay. All those kids are kind of mischief makers, but even so, they are just so much trouble. But soon, daycare starts to be a big success, and taking kids soon kids from the Chapman school disappear, and well, Miss Harridan's not too thrilled. Soon after that, they bring in someone else. After someone from Child Services comes along and tells them they need to fix things up, so they bring in their good friend from work, Marvin, who is played by Steve Zahn, who recently worked with Eddie Murphy on Dr. Dolittle 2, because he was the voice of Archie the bear. And he does a pretty good job as his character, Marvin. A real sci-fi geek, loves Star Trek. Soon, they had to try and find a new place because they were getting tons more kids. And so they decided to put a fundraiser, but then things go wrong. And they were hoping to try and open up an old Star Trek themed store. that's been closed down for years. But, however, they would soon try and find a way. But soon, things don't look too good, and, well, Phil and Charlie looks like they are in big trouble now. But soon, things start looking up, though. This I again must say they need to get back together. And when Charlie gets his job back at the company he works for, but he realizes that his kid's more important. And so, soon, he manages to get Ben and all the other kids from Miss Harridan and the Chapman School. Yeah, I'm giving you what I know of this movie, so if you haven't seen this movie, well, I'm sorry I'm spoiling this. So, if you know what's good for you, well, I'm sorry I'm not quick enough at saying stop the video, okay? Forgive me. He tells everyone that Daddy Daycare is back in business. And soon everyone is enjoying it. So, that's how the story goes from my point of view. But even so, I missed a few, maybe just a tiny bit of details. But even so, I still love the cast of the movie. It's very good. It's very funny. I do love Daddy Daycare. I may not have seen it like today, but it's still one of my few favorite Eddie Murphy flicks. And it's one more of his more cleaner flicks that I enjoy him in a starring role of, aside from Dr. Dolittle, or heck, even though it is kind of got a few silly and dirty, nasty surprises along the way, The Nutty Professor. But I'd say aside from Dr. Dolittle 2, this is a second best main starring role, but it'd be a start overall counting Shrek. So, have you ever seen Daddy Daycare? If you have, what did you think of it? Please feel free to let me know in the comments section. Like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And that'll do it. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.